So we talked about landfills. This is not just a dump. But if the Lone Ranger was going to the dump, do you know what he'd say? To the dump, to the dump, to the dump, dump, dump. The dump would just be dumping garbage on the ground. That is not what we do here. We need to protect something very precious. Andrea already mentioned it. What is it?
Water.
Okay, groundwater. Can you put on this glove, please? So we need to protect our groundwater. So we're digging a hole, not as deep as the level of groundwater. And then, you want to hold up your hand? Hold up your hand for us? So the safety of this groundwater is in our hands here as we're building landfill. So we're going to line that hole with something a meter thick to prevent the leachate or garbage juice from dripping through and contaminating our groundwater. What we're going to use is this layer of clay. So we'll layer this clay onto your hand, and we're going to layer that clay a meter thick. And still that's not enough. We want to be very careful. Andrea mentioned that we might also line that hole with a very giant plastic bag. In fact, it's the length of 8 CFL football fields, and it costs $1 million. We're going to layer that on top of the clay. Now that very expensive plastic liner needs to be protected. So on top of that, we're going to layer something else. We will also have our leachate pipes and our methane pipes in here that Andrea mentioned. But we need to place something on top of there. And here we've got an example of some gravel or rocks and recycled tire that acts not only to protect the plastic liner, but it acts like a strainer. If you were making spaghetti, for example, if the spaghetti were the garbage, it would sit up on top. And if the water were the leachate, it will pour through the strainer. So now we're ready. We're going to put our garbage onto this pile and this landfill you're building in your hand. You want to lift that high and show everyone? What I'm drawing here is a garbage bag, all right? That is what we have if you look out the window right now. That's what we've built so far. And our goal is to make sure that only what goes in here is garbage, something that can go nowhere else. But if we look out the window, does anyone see the wood? Okay, that's not garbage. Does anybody see any cardboard? Geez, that's not garbage either. It could have been reused or recycled. Anyone see anything else that's not garbage? Right, a mattress. And this, I have to say, is the saddest part of the job for me. I don't know if the same is true for Andrea, but every day we come here and we see all kinds of things that other people could have used or could have been turned into amazing new things. And this is where we really have our work cut out for us, all of us, is to make sure that what's going here is really and truly garbage, because once it's in that pile, it gets buried irretrievably. Until probably 100 years from now, we're going to wake up and think, we really need all those valuable things that we just wasted all those years ago. So on top of this pile of garbage now, we're going to layer the clean fill or dirt. You want to hold that up so everyone can see? So we layer a layer of dirt, and the next day we'll put in more garbage. The next night more dirt, the next day more garbage, the next night more dirt, like a big garbage lasagna, until at the very end, you want to put this glove on your other hand? Now she's going to put this, you want to hold that way up high for everyone to see, this layer of grass on top and seal up the landfill so that it is actually a sealed unit, which we will have to monitor for the rest of our lives. And on top now, do you think you could build a church, a school? No, because, hey, if we're digging our basement, look what we're digging into here. So this is going to be maintained in perpetuity just as a hill. It could possibly use as a park, maybe a ski hill, that's been done before, but we would never build on it. There we've built our landfill, or thanks to our helper here, and what's your name? Josie's been so helpful here by showing us by creating a small handfill. Thank you, Josie.